Hey everyone, this is Ben from Cheddar Flow, and today we have our weekly recap video, which we do, by the way, every single Sunday, so make sure to subscribe below. I have 3 stocks that I'm going to go over today. 2 of the first ones are some pretty strong names that we've kind of been seeing some strength on lately, and then the third one is an interesting one. I'm actually going to break one of my trading rules on this one, so you do want to watch all the way through because it will be interesting. I do want to hear what you guys have to think about that third one as well, because it is like a interesting scenario that we're kind of in for it. So yeah, just watch through the video and we will get started right away. So for the first one, of course, we can't do this video without talking about Apple. We've been tracking this one for quite a while before it even made the large move on our Twitter account, if you follow it there. But this one has been continuing further and further and further as time has gone on. And you could see the order flow here. I have it filtered for above 200,000 in premium. Look at all of these bullish prints. We have a 2.0 million print right there, and just continuously some over a million right here, 2.6 million, 4.7 million, just all around, just amazing strength that we've seen all day. Like barely any puts. We just have one right here, but this one's for all the way back in 2022 for June, so that's quite a while. Most of these are some that are from December into January, so that shows a lot of strength for near term, which is good for us traders because we can play with that momentum. And just going through all these, it's just incredible to see. We do have some profit takers on Friday, so after Friday, during after hours, we had a couple profit takers. Anything over 100 million in dark pool premium is a decent amount for it, but I would be concerned if we were closer to like 800 million plus on a single order. That might signify a top. This is kind of normal to see, especially because of how overextended we are. If we look at the chart right here, this weekly closed so bullish. The fact that we had a bullish engulfing candle with some very solid volume behind it, plus it closed not only above this resistance that I had here, but also the resistance that I had here, which was my first price target. Very, very bullish. And this leads me to believe that we are actually going to see, and I'll actually chart it right here for you guys, we're actually going to see my next level get hit, which will be right up here. So depending on which week it is, whether it be next week, or this week, I mean, and then or next week, we probably are going to see this thing go to 190 slash 192. This is the range where our next resistance is. The first resistance I made was from this top one. It did bounce off to the tick intraday, but it found strength and rallied right up above it again. So next resistance that it's going to want to try is up here. You also can use some Fibonacci because it has been following Fibonacci retracements on the way up, but I can almost guarantee you if we do see strength this week, we are going to see it get close to 190. This level will be the next solid resistance, and the best thing we can do with that knowledge is to look at the order flow, because that's going to tell us if that 190 can be hit, especially in near term, and we could trade with that as our plan. So yeah, keep your eyes on Apple. This one is very, very strong, and yeah, just keep it on your watch list. All right, so for the second ticker that I have here, it is ORCL, ORCL. This one, we did have earnings actually on Friday. They did a really good job with earnings. It popped up quite a bit, stayed over 100, opened up quite a bit higher. It was like 103 or something, or 104, and we did fall back and retested this 100 level, which is crucial because it got picked up quite a bit from that level. We ended up closing at 102.63, so that's quite a bit of a pickup after a strong earnings. Good to see this act as a support, and we are right at this top trend line that I have. So if we have a close that is more above than we were, because this is like right on the line that I had, if we have another close that's above this level, we could see some more upside, and this would give us confirmation that there could be more upside. As of now, it's trading within this channel still. If we do get above, again, we could go higher. If we continue trading this channel and it has a daily close below this level, we are most likely going to retest this previous all-time high of roughly $99. That could be a buy at that level, but I'd like to see it stay above for as long as possible. Anyways, order flow looks really, really good. We had all of these prints on Friday. This is some pretty big money for Oracle too, because typically it doesn't get, especially over 1 million in premium on a single order. This one was for January 2022 at a 100 strike, so that's really good to see, especially with this kind of premium. And all of these are just, I have it filtered for above 100,000, by the way, but all these are looking really good. These 100 strikes I really like to see with this kind of money, and just continuously we saw these throughout the day, so I like to see that. I really want to see at Monday what kind of strength are we going to see, just watching for that. And I want to make sure that we can actually close above this red line that I have, because that can show us that we can continue higher. And I'm kind of thinking this could be something like Roblox. We had very strong earnings. It did fall down to retest this level over here after the earnings, and then we popped up and then shot straight up for another leg up, and then eventually it fell down, but you would have made a ton of money on this leg up throughout this week. So if we do see something like that, could be a very large move for Oracle. This has been an overextended stock, by the way, just because it ran up a ton during COVID. Like, look at this, just continuously up. This thing has been a very, very strong stock for a while. So do be careful of that. Although if we are going to get a massive move, I would assume this would be the last one before it could fall back, maybe reset itself overall. So just keep this one on watch and could be a very good trade in the future. All right, and for our last one, if you remember at the start of the video, I said I might break one of my trading rules on this ticker. And the reason is because I do not like to trade options on ETFs. I don't like it at all. It is a very bad track record for me, especially if there is good flow in an ETF. I still have a terrible track record with it. So I don't know what it is. ETFs tend to trade differently than individual stocks. So I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why. But basically, EEM is an ETF and also EFA is another ETF. Both are tracking foreign markets and kind of like up and coming companies out of them. They are kind of Asian focused. I think it's like 25% of it is Asian focused. But what I find very interesting about this is because on Friday we saw all of these orders, like I'm just going to scroll through, come through the tape, and this is a lot of money. The amount of premium on these orders just is incredible. This is only filtered for over 100,000, and you can see by me scrolling through institutions, this is like a lot of money on it. So again, this is an ETF, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, but the fact that institutions are putting this much premium into it is something that is definitely putting itself onto my radar, because at the end of the day, this is a lot of money. So I went over and I tried to look at the chart, try to figure out some things. And again, I could just scroll for days. We only had some puts at the end here, but that was earlier in the morning. But regardless, really, really good on here. We also see some good dark pool prints over 100 million right here, and some solid just continuous quantity of them coming through the tape. So I looked at the chart over here, and actually what I found was we have a massive cup and handle going on. ETFs don't like to follow traditional market mechanics, kind of like patterns, as much as individual tickers do. But what I liked was we had an inverse head and shoulder previously in 2016. We had the first shoulder here, the head, the other shoulder here, and then boom, shot straight up off of it. So I like to see that. That means it's followed some type of market dynamics in the past. So that means it can in the future, because I have been concerned with ETFs following them. We have the cup right here. We've played cup and handles before, like with CRM. That was a really good trade that I mentioned on the YouTube channel. But we had the cup right here, and this is the handle portion. So our institution starting to load for a potential breakout, which would be above 52. If we can get above 52 and close above, we could have a potential breakout to try and hit 60, honestly. That would be my first level that we could hit. It needs to be strong, needs to have volume, but based on the order flow that we were seeing here, some good dark pool premium going into it, and the fact that the chart is a large cap and handle, this is probably a trade that I'm going to take. I am going to undersize on it in terms of buying calls, just because I do not have a good track record with ETFs again, and ETFs tend to trade pretty slow, so I am going to go further out for my expiration. But overall, I do like this trade setup. May as well take the trade, especially like if you are up on the year. It is December. Try and you could just put some profits into it if you want to take this trade. If it busts, which would be a stop under 48, if we close under 48, that would be a bust on this one. You could stop out on it. But yeah, this is a really nice chart that I like to see with some good order flow. Again, ETF, but I think I'm going to take the trade on this on Monday or Tuesday of this week. And I wanted to bring it to your attention because maybe there's something about this that I don't know, that maybe some of you guys may know in the comments that are more knowledgeable about ETFs. One thing that I did notice was because this ETF is with foreign markets and stuff, I thought, hey, maybe there's a reason why a bunch of money is going into it. Maybe it's because of U.S. inflation on the rise, because this was after the CPI print that we had. Because it's a foreign tickers or foreign companies that are out there, it may not be hurt as much by U.S. inflation. And I actually back tested the DXY, which is our US dollar currency, and I noticed that when the DXY was going down, we actually saw EEM continue to go up. So could be that there is a relationship with that. And also when we fell down, if we go back to DXY, we were actually going up in the dollar. So the dollar strength was showing some weakness, and dollar weakness was showing some strength in EEM. So is that a finite relationship? I don't know. That was just my theory that I saw personally on it. Did some research on it. Seems that maybe a few other people or other articles also thought the same thing. But as of now, yeah, just keep this one on watch. Could be a big one if it actually works out. But yeah, that'll be the 3 tickers for me today. Hopefully we can all have a profitable week trading, and I will see you guys in the next video.